All right. Welcome to the Way to a Great Marriage cast. I'm Tony. This is Braden, Hopi, and LaRonda.
Hello.
And uh, uh, LaRonda has one of Omi's songs that she's going to sing or read for us, and so I'm going to turn it over to her. And this is dedicated to her. Omi is LaRonda's mother.
And this is called Heaven Bells Ring. It was written December 1994, and it was actually written by me and Mom both. But we wrote it, but I never put any music to it. So it's called Heaven Bells Ring. I can almost hear those heaven bells ringing and the angels singing praises to our King. They are all now gathering around the throne. Oh, we can join that happy choir when we get home. Oh, what a happy time over there with our loved ones we will share. All the beauty and joy and praise. We will sing a brand new song and praise Him from now on in that beautiful, wonderful place. Don't you want to go there where no burdens will bear and no pain or sorrow ever comes? In that land so bright and fair, heaven bells ringing everywhere. Come on, let's go to our new home. Written by Alma Shepherd and LaRonda Ann. That's how it was in her own handwriting. And I had not seen that in years and years. So there we go, Webby. That's good. It's got us all.
It reminds me of Prayer Bells of Heaven.
Yeah, it did me too a little bit. Yeah.
Well, me and Braden and LaRonda went to see a movie last night. We always usually review movies when we go see them. What movie did we go see, guys?
Uh,
Average Joe.
Average Joe.
Man, it was good. I really liked that.
What's with the name? Average Joe?
Average Joe. You didn't get to go with us. I wish you could.
He's just an average Joe. It's about a football player that gets in trouble for going out onto the 50-yard line. And
football coach.
Football coach.
Yeah.
For going out on the 50-yard line and praying after every game. He promised God he would do that.
Yeah.
And then he gets in trouble and gets fired for it, and he goes to the Supreme Court over it.
Yep.
And so, then, so that, you guys have anything?
Well, it was really good because him and his wife was getting ready to split, and he said, Lord, what can I do? Can you please help me? And he put in his spirit, he said, I'll do anything if you'll just help me and my wife get back together. And God put in his spirit, he said, I don't care if you win or lose. You go and you take a knee on the 50-yard line. But the really neat thing is the little guys hated him at first. But then they was asking him, can we go pray? Can we go pray with you, coach, on the 50-yard line? And that's when all poo-poo hit the fan. Mm-hmm. People didn't like it.
Right. So that's we usually like to, when we go see a movie, to review it for you guys. And I think we all liked it.
Thumbs up.
I probably would.
yeah.
Let me get, see if I can get the book back here.
The book, let's see.
It's on the bottom. You'll have to get it, LaRonda. It's
Oh, okay.
on the bottom shelf.
Okay. We're a little squeezed in here. Nope, that's Leather's a choice. Oh, it's on the very, very
How
bottom.
many books do you have?
A bunch.
A bunch.
I've got my business.
Unfortunately. Well, we have been going through choice theory, and as we've been doing this, and so we got to page 77, which was in chapter 4, total behavior.
Chapter 4 is a long chapter.
Yeah, so we had to break it up. And so this is some of the quotes that some of the things that I highlighted. It's because these are the result of a choice, it becomes obvious that there is hope. If you can make one choice, you can make another better choice. Your choice may be painful, but it is not irreversible. Because no one likes pain, it immediately gets both the client and the therapist focused on helping the client make the better choice. To be depressed or neurotic is passive. So in other words, that's what we've been talking about. I like that's what Jordan Peterson talks about in his talks. You know that we need to make active choices and start doing things
That's
rather
right.
than just being neurotic or depressed and choose to basically not to be depressed. Choose away from the depression if you can. Do things that are
Did somebody come on?
healthy.
Come online?
It was Elaine. Hello, beautiful spiritual parents, Braden and Hopi. Love you all.
We love you.
And so so like we were talking about, we could walk, or we could do things, exercise,
Easy mono things.
Yeah.
Lift weights or play
Mhm.
football.
Yeah. Yeah.
If
Or I hope he started archery.
archery, wow.
Yeah.
If it is a choice, it follows that you are responsible for making it. With verbs, you are not a victim of the mental illness. You are either the beneficiary of your own good choices or the victim of your own bad choices. So we have to face the consequences of our actions, but the good thing is that we can start making choices that are good and healthy, and get out of that hole.
Yeah.
When you learn that you are almost always free to make better choices, the concept that you choose, your misery can lead to optimism.
We always have her in the broadcast.
The idea that a situation is hopeless, that you can do nothing about it, is what makes it so uncomfortable. And so those were what I had underlined there. Then the next page. Now, instead of continuing to depress as you usually would, give yourself this little speech. I am choosing to depress because it didn't get the raise I expected. How is this choice to depress going to help me to deal with this situation? If it isn't helping me, can I choose to do something better? And so that's
That was good.
And so if I run that through my mind, you could find it difficult to continue to depress. You would try to find a better total behavior. And that's what this chapter is called, total behavior. Then the next section I have highlighted is the better question to ask is this: what are you planning to do today?
As in what? With your life, or
Let's
with
see,
just
Bailey
that day?
said, when I was able to, I walked 5 miles or more when I was depressed. Yeah, I was up to like 4 miles a day. At one
But
point.
since he's been married to me, he's not been depressed. So.
No matter how sick a patient is, he can do something, even in the hospital, besides just lie there. Implying that he can do something positive for himself gives him the sense of control that will help him feel better, even in this difficult situation.
Right.
And then the next thing I have underlined is, in a choice theory world, we would get rid of the phony greeting, how are you? And replace it, what are you planning to do today? And anything or anything important happening. Some variations of an activity doing questions instead of the inactive feeling question that usually traps people into phony answers. Elaine said, way to toot your own horn, mama.
Joking.
I liked whenever we were at Hearts Alive, they would ask us, instead of what prayer requests we had, they would have us to, what good thing happened to you this week?
Oh, so what good thing happened to you this week, Hope?
I got to go to Florida.
That was awesome because it
Right.
was fall break,
Yeah.
right?
I got to spend the night with you.
And she got to spend the night with us. So,
Alrighty. So now we're entering a section of that chapter called Restrain the Anger. And
we
so,
all need that, don't we?
restrain the anger.
Arr.
And so, although we are not aware of it, depressing is also one of the most powerful ways that human beings have discovered to restrain angering, and all of us use it a lot. And so, in other words, we have this. In Celebrate Recovery, we have this cycle that we have guilt, depression, and anger that we have in this cycle. And so what happens is lots of times somebody will make you feel guilty for something that you did. It could be earned guilt, or it could not be earned guilt. We
Right.
should really make people feel guilty for things, because manipulators use that to control people.
In our Celebrate Recovery, we say we have no condemnation or any judgment,
And
only
so
forgiveness.
the guilt will elicit anger, and then the anger will cause you to be depressed, or vice versa, or roundabout. It's a cycle.
I love to ask the kids, what do you do? Since I asked Hope, what do you do when you get angry? I mean, really, truly.
I really don't get angry, but if I get frustrated about something, I normally walk away from it, or yeah, that's mainly it. Just walk away from it.
That way it don't turn into anger.
Mm-hmm.
What about you, Hope? What do you do when you get angry?
I'm not sure.
What do you cry?
I kind of get mad.
You get mad?
And then I
Get
start.
stuff and throw 'em.
Aubrey says I always get angry, but I'm frustrated because her mouth is always yapping. She thinks she's the mama,
She tries to
and what I
mama you.
really want to do is just do.
Want to
slap.
whack her?
I want to slap her.
I cry when I'm angry and when I'm sad. I cry.
Sometimes I just lock myself in my room.
Yeah, I like to. I like to know. What about you, Tum Tum? What do you do?
I can do that.
I usually run
You run
from the situation.
from the
rather than
situation.
confronting
That's
it.
like-
Yeah, exactly.
Most guys stuff it, and then it builds up, and then we are like a pressure cooker. We explode.
I kind of.
Rah! Well, I hope said she's not a guy, but that's kind of what she does. too.
So there's two ways of dealing with anger. From Bob Boone taught an anger class at Eagle Heights one time. There's all kinds of ways that's in the book on how to deal with anger, but there's two positive ways. One is to confront the
Right.
person, say, hey, you hurt my feelings
Right.
whenever you said or did that. The other one is to let go and let God. You know, if you can truly do that, most of the time you're stuffing it. So you have to really check yourself. So
Yeah.
you're better off confronting the person.
Yeah.
You know, lay into that horn on I-75. You know, whatever.
Whack, whack.
Yeah.
Okay.
Get out of the way. What am I doing?
Half whack.
I cry when I'm angry, Elaine said, and then I blow up and then isolate myself.
That's all that we all. Hope said she goes to her room. That's
Or
what
I
Braden
push.
does.
You have that
Yeah.
backwards,
Right.
Elaine. It's supposed to be that you isolate and then you blow up from stuff.
She blows up and then isolates.
Yeah, she blows up and then isolates.
And then runs.
Okay. When you are strongly depressed, what you are most aware of is it's miserable feelings, and feeling that takes over your thinking, acting, and even your psychology, and tends to slow you down. It takes a lot of energy to block the angering complex, which is why you are so tired.
Right.
As long as you are depressed, you have little energy to do anything else. If we were not able to depress quickly and effectively, we could not function in marriage, as a family, or a society.
Right.
Depression prevents huge amounts. Depressing prevents huge amounts of marital and family violence. It may, if most of us didn't depress a lot of the time, then we were frustrated. Our streets and homes would be a war zone. Elaine says, if I isolate and then blow up, it's not a good thing. That's why I blow up, then isolate because I go to jail.
This would not be a good thing.
No.
No.
Okay, so yeah, I guess that's what it's talking about. But the next thing I have highlighted is most of us know how to depress, and we do it well. Some of us dedicate our lives to this behavior and must be cared for. Those who do so are so immobilized by this choice that they cannot function, but it is still a choice. You can stop choosing if they can figure out another choice that will give them more effective control over their lives. Oh my goodness, you guys. So help me is the next one. I guess
We need that.
we need help.
God.
Okay.
Oh God, Kenny.
Okay. The next section is
Our dog. That's
Go.
what we're laughing at, if y'all wonder.
depressing is a way we ask for help without begging. It is probably the most powerful help me information we can give to another person. Because it is so strongly controlling, a lot of people choose to try to get control over other people despite the pain. Remember, I said that a lot of people use the psychosomatic illnesses to control other people. So,
Right.
So depressing is one of the ways of controlling other people. What the suffering does is to legitimize our asking for help. If we just asked or pushed for help with no show of pain, others might see it as incompetent or unable to take care of ourselves, and we do not want to be seen that way. For most of us, being seen as incompetent is too painful, too frustrating to our need for power, and too much like begging, which goes against our pride. But in many cases, we are perfectly willing to choose to depress as a way to get help that might be otherwise be offered. And so that's why that really Celebrate Recovery is a good place to find help. You don't really have to ask for it. It's just
Right.
you have it in your small groups.
It's there, yeah.
Avoidance is the next section in this chapter. That's what me and Braden do, I guess. To stop thinking these thoughts, you have to, well, most men.
Most men, yes.
To stop thinking these thoughts, you have to do what I have been suggesting all through this book. Change what you want or change your behavior. And so we talked about that earlier, that you change what you want, the outcome that you want that's causing you to be depressed or angry,
Right.
or either you change your behavior.
I know Philip was talking today. He called me this morning and he's like, he uses the phrase, it is what it is.
That's what my dad told me.
And I like that because if you're dealing with something, it is what it is. The subject, the situation is what it is. So are you going to change your way of thinking about that situation, or are you going to continue down that depressing road? And so for me, you say it is what it is, and I would like to change my way of actually thinking about it. Well, I mean, what do you think about that, Braden? Because I love to talk to you about stuff. Like if there's such a situation, you know you're not going to be able to change. You say, well, it is what it is, and then
Yeah, that's kind of my mindset. I just when I can't do nothing about it, I just kind of shut down and go somewhere else.
and you can change your thinking about it. You know, you don't have to sit and think about it all the time. Just change your mindset, just like your dad said.
Okay, so what I've got underlined next is it is only when the pain of this choice gets severe and long lasting that we begin to recognize that something is seriously wrong. Usually, somebody advises we do something about it. Then I have the next section I have under highlighted is alcohol, nicotine, and other addictive drugs also help most people feel better because each in its own chemical way injects pleasure directly into the brain. And Prozac does the same, and if it gives the user who has a chronic unsatisfying relationship a lot of pleasure, it can also be addicting.
Yeah.
And so we have to that's the one of the problem for throwing medication about it. I couldn't understand this. I'd always get the guys in the rehab from detox, and they were on a bunch of pills. They'd be on Prozac, and they'd be on Klonopin or Xanax, and I'd be like, you're giving a pill addict more pills,
And it's covering up their problems.
to be addicted to.
If they're gonna give them Xanax, it's covering up
And
their
so,
problems.
I didn't
Yeah.
think that was always
No.
a good idea, and he doesn't either. There may even be a more danger in becoming addicted to Prozac, which is an
Mhm.
SRI. Basically, it's the first SRI, because it is prescribed only for people whose lives are known to be out of effective control. And then the next section I have.
But let me stop for just a second, because there's a really good friend of mine that's going through, a really hard disease, and in her disease, what happens with her is depression takes in, and so sometimes a medication is not for some drug addict that they're trying to help. Sometimes a medication is needed for a short period of time, not a lengthy period of time, but a short period of time. And so, I agree everything that they say, but sometimes these medications can be good for short periods of
Right.
time.
But rather than approaching the physiology, they just throw pills at it most of the time.
In a drug addict,
Rather
yes.
than trying to help the physiology, the physical
Yeah.
portion, or see what's going on, they kind of treat it like it's two separate beings. There's a mind over here and the body over here, and they don't have any
Right.
interaction. And you can't do that. You've got to see what's going on physically and
Right.
see if you can improve that the physical in some way, rather than just throwing medication.
That's right. But you see what I'm saying.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well,
Okay.
yeah, but I mean, we may have disagreed on that, but it's okay. We can
Yeah.
disagree.
Absolutely.
We would be much better off getting rid of these psychology that is causing so much misery than looking for chemicals that make us feel better but do nothing to solve our loneliness. Is what is the next thing I have underlined. The next thing is drugs provide pleasure; they don't provide happiness. For happiness, you need people, and so that's where Celebrate Recovery comes
Yes.
in, having your group, and so you
Yes.
should through the pleasure of being with other people and dealing with them should help you
And we
with-
call
with
those
your-
our
with
forever
your-
family,
with your mood.
right? They're
Yeah.
for our forever
Yes.
family.
Most reality therapy counselors who focus quickly on faulty relationships have not found the use of Prozac, or we'll say SRIs, to be necessary. And in all my years of practice, I have never used brain drugs. Good psychotherapy includes the need. Uh, uh, pre- Good psychotherapy precludes the need for these. See, the problem of it is, let me explain what he's trying to say there. Is that we have today, it in order to have psychotherapy, it has to be done by a licensed psychiatrist.
Right.
They have to have a doctor's degree in psychology. Whenever you go to a mental health professional, they'll give you somebody like me that has a bachelor's degree, that and that is basically a case manager. They'll
Right.
get all the information from you. Then the psychiatrist reads their paperwork. You got axis 1, 2, and 3. The presenting problem, what the underlying problem is, and then what we've chosen to do about it, and then and we will. From reading the paperwork, the psychiatrist will see you for about 15 minutes and then write you a subscription. Where really you need the psychiatrist to spend hours with you,
Right.
a couple of hours with you in psychotherapy. But that would be too costly for the insurance companies, and so it's a big nightmare that we've created. And it's easy just to throw the medicine at it rather than to have the intensive psychotherapy
Sure.
that you need. And I think that we get a lot of that in Celebrate Recovery. A lot of the lesson plans. People. That was one of the things that I had a guy who was probably a little on the schizophrenic side after we had him for a couple of years, or for 6 months or more, and he was still demonstrating those. To me, really, the steps in Celebrate Recovery are cognitive therapy. They are teaching you how to think differently.
Yeah.
Than
If you can get somebody to stay
than
in
you
it.
were before. Right.
Mhm.
If you complete the steps, if you work the program,
Yeah.
if you do, if you work it, it works. If you don't, you don't. It doesn't. And so, to me, Celebrate Recovery has filled in that gap for a lot of people, being able to be like a psychotherapist.
And it costs you nothing.
Right.
It costs nothing. Just your time.
At least to me, but
Yeah.
but really, what he's saying is you need, and that's why a lot of times they want you to go in house, because you do have psychotherapy if you're in house. A couple of times a day they have psychotherapy groups. They'll have a.
But do they do a Christian background?
No.
Or is it psychotherapy?
No. Well, psychotherapy is helping.
I would rather it have some
helping
Christian aspect.
challenging. What psychotherapy does is challenges those little thoughts that you
Sure.
have. I know my two core beliefs are I'm a failure and I'm unlovable, and so they will challenge that. Are you really? Do you don't have anybody that loves you? Then you
And find somebody that says something good about you.
Well, no.
That's what you said before.
I am lovable because I have people that show me love.
Right.
I am a failure. Are you living on the streets? That psychotherapy challenges your thought processes and has and challenges your thoughts and makes you think differently than you are.
Sure.
Most people come in, I'm a victim, well, are you a victim? You're a survivor, aren't you? I mean, a victim just lays down and dies, right? So you haven't laid down and died. You're a survivor, and so these type of things
They're very encouraging.
are psychotherapy
Mhm.
that the masses need. But rather than helping them reprogram their thinking so that they aren't depressing, they just throw medication.
I understand what you're saying.
Okay.
Point taken.
Okay, and so the fact that the use of choice theory improves marital, family, school, and work relationships instead of destroying them is what makes the difference. And so that's why that we're reading this. It helps marriages.
Hey, A Way to a Better Marriage.
Yay.
Way to a
Great marriage cast.
And so that it concludes that chapter, and chapter 5 is on compatibility, personality, and the strength of the needs. And so we will pick up there next time.
And we are glad to have our son and granddaughter with us tonight. And I wish you would ask them something that they could tell about their lives. This is about psychotherapy. So what would you, today is psychotherapy and the family, helping family, help marriage. So what kind of a question would you ask? He cracks me up.
I forgot the I right there where it says cookie.
No, it's that's a last name of a person is Cook.
Oh yeah, it sure
With an
is.
E.
Coke.
You're talking about my book. It has Cook written on the bottom of it. It probably belonged to somebody whose last name was Cook at some point. There are several names. A couple of names in here. But
So,
anyway.
Hopi, how's school going? Let's ask you that. Now, I know you just got off of that, but here in front of everybody, how's your school going this year?
I guess it's going good.
Well, good. Are you enjoying it and your friends?
Yeah, but Cash kept annoying me a lot of it. And then I
Cash
told
did.
the principal.
Did you?
Yeah.
Because Cash is annoying.
And then he had to walk for 2 days.
Oh,
I
gotcha.
laughed.
You.
I did laugh in front of him.
What about you, Braden?
It's been going alright. I just need to pull up these 2 grades in both of my classes, but that's about it.
Well, good. Good. Sounds like a good school year to me.
My friend Kinsley's kind of weird.
Okay, so you guys know what all the YouTubers ask everybody to do, right?
Like and subscribe.
Like, thumbs
Like, thumbs
Hit the
up.
bell for notifications so you get notified every time we go live.
So we say hit the ding-a-ling. Ding, ding, ding,
up.
ding,
And one
ding.
more thing.
One more thing. What do you think it is, Hope?
What else do we do?
Like, subscribe,
And
Like,
Share.
share.
Yeah.
Whoop, whoop.
And so I would say that Elaine said, way to put him on the spot. She was talking about you putting me on
Oh,
the spot.
yeah.
And so I would say that it was probably Elaine that gave us the thumbs up, the like. I appreciate that, Elaine. And comments. Elaine, follow her example and her comments, but also you can ask questions. If you ask good enough question, we may make it one of our waycasts.
Yes.
Subscribe, not only here, but on Rumble.
Who's ready to rumble? Oh.
In case our YouTube was to get shut down, and we will still go live on Rumble. And so if you want to catch us over there, if we was to lose this, that's you'll want to subscribe over
The
there.
Waycast, one word.
Yes, the Waycast,
Yes.
one word, or search up Tony Ball.
Yes.
Elaine says, "You're welcome. You all deserve it."
Thanks, Bailey.
I hope that we've helped you to not be depressing
Yes.
tonight.
I don't want to be depressed. I want to be silly and funny. And
Hopefully we've lifted you up.
I hope so. I hope so.
And so then share. I have Against All Odds that's tagged to the top of pinned to the top of the channel. I encourage you to share that to share the channel with people, because I think it's a great evangelistic tool. And then you all helped me a lot, Elaine said. Thank you, Elaine. And then the notifications,
So we can be
comments.
notified.
The next time that we're on, so that you can come on and harass us in person.
Please. Please do.
If you go
The only
to
thing
the
we
classes-
will not belittle you unless you call us names, and then we will tell
No.
you don't have a brain in your head. Okay?
Yes, and I got something
Woohoo!
Burn.
But with that, we say.
And we all sing.
Until we meet again, adios, au revoir. his angels then.
And though it's always sweet sorrow to part,
You know you'll always remain in my heart. Good night, sleep tight, and pleasant dreams to you. Here's a wish and a prayer that every dream comes true. And now till we meet again, adios, au revoir, auf Wiedersehen.
Good night.
We love you.
And don't ever forget you are somebody loved. Yep, that's me.
Friends, there you have our show, hit songs and fashions through the years. We hope we brought you